At this stage, you are currently wanted for an offence. It's for
malicious communications, Chelsea.
Hello ladies and genitals, today we're going to be taking a look at Chelsea Lee Art. Because she got arrested? I don't know why I'm surprised given her online activity. I guess I just never expected it to actually catch up with her. But here we are! This comes at a time where I was starting to see people say that Elphaba got arrested, but I guess CLA wanted to steal the spotlight. Because all Elphaba's doing right now is painting her face green. Nice one. But yeah, before this, CLA actually had her house burned down.
Guys, it's my yard!
That is unfortunate, isn't it? Oh dear, we are in trouble. I wonder if she told the firefighters just how famous she is. And it's just such a shame that bad things happening to bad people have affected people that probably aren't bad. But typical CLA fashion, when people are literally watching their homes burning, Chelsea wants a story.
Does it not have it's gone up? Do you think someone's been thrown in the building? I don't know.
At the moment, it's just, but they obviously need to let it clear first.
Sorry mate, I won't be joining your team. I do hope that your house is okay though. However, I do actually feel for him because he's just sitting there whilst he could be literally losing his home. And Chelsea's like, tell me, did someone try and throw something at my window? All because she wants something to talk about on live. She's going around asking the people there if it was an attack on her. We all know that this would give this insufferable professional shouter just another reason to cry on live. Oh Roots darling, someone tried to petrol bomb me. Oh Roots. Famous. Crispy house. But yes, speaking of houses, here's the police at Chelsea's.
just so that you're aware.
Yeah.
At this stage, you are currently wanted for an offence. It's for
malicious communications, Chelsea.
What's that?
So apparently you've been on the 21st of January.
Yeah.
It's alleged that you've been making racial remarks online.
What I'd do for that Ring doorbell footage. But anyway, the Geordie policeman in London decides to tell CLA that she's wanted for malicious communications. Racial remarks. And by this, I believe he's referring to the incident that took place where she went live drunk and started saying the N-word and the P-word. All sorts of racial slurs. What a lovely lady. She then went on to say that she's allowed to say them because her kids are black, and then also decided to say that she's mixed race, which is interesting. I'm not really sure you can justify a white person using the N-word and the P-word. And also, I'd just like to say right now, the Mr. Police Officer, he sounds just like Dave, the man who sold Chelsea the spider.
You call him the skipped, I guess he will be in there.
I'm not trying to say this is fake, but it might be. But honestly, at this stage, who knows? The fact that your life's got to a stage where you could clickbait or make sort of misleading content of you being arrested, the fact that's actually a conversation about you probably shows that you're kind of a shitty person. But whether it's because it's the early hours of the morning or whether the substances that she seems to like the smell of, Chelsea responds to the police officer in a quite a strange way.
No, I was on about my sons and I was intoxicated.
Listen, Chelsea, alright, so the time now is 3:31, you're under arrest for that offence.
Alright, okay, no worries.
Alright, no worries. You've just been arrested and you've said, alright, no worries. And she's also told the police that her racial slurs were in fact directed at her sons. Is that supposed to make it fine? Because you've birthed someone, you can racially abuse them. I must have missed that part. But also, you have just admitted to using the racial slurs. That is kind of admittance. And of course she's blaming the drink. Well, she's not exactly going to blame the cocaine.
Can I just get some socks on?
Of course you can.
Alright.
Chelsea, 1 second.
Yeah.
Let's just do caution.
Can I just go to the toilet as
May
well?
harm your defence, you do not mention...
But you know that's nothing racist, because it wasn't aimed towards anything.
Right, I'm not buying this at all. So the police now apparently just let people walk off into their home when they're reading them their rights. Also, as far as I'm aware, police will normally just enter the property to make sure there is no threat. And they especially aren't going to want to have a conversation with someone they're about to arrest in the middle of a hallway of a apartment landing at 3:30 in the morning. There's just lots of things here that aren't really adding up very well. But Chelsea's response to the racism. You know that's not racism because it wasn't aimed at anything. Now Chelsea, what the fuck are you on about? I know you're tired, but at least try and make sense. Or don't actually, because you've just been told you have the right to remain silent, which I feel like I've been saying for the last 6 months.
Can I give you my lawyer's details as well?
Chelsea, of course you can, but I tell you what, get your shoes on and whatnot.
You know my son's a mixed race.
Chelsea, honestly...
I know mine, so yeah, it's cool. But
I'm just telling you the allegations.
Alright, no worries.
Do you want to get your
I need the toilet, guys. I'm getting arrested, guys.
I'm sorry, but what police officers allow someone who they've literally just placed under arrest, they've read them their rights, and they've just let her walk back into her flat, pick up her phone and goes, oh guys, guess what? I'm getting arrested. I just can't help but think this is just something she'd do just to generate views. Because we all know if we've seen anything from CLA recently, she's been on some crazy mission to get gifts, and she's been telling people they're not gifting enough. And I'm sure there's some smooth-brained people in her chat that will just, they'll all pull together and say, oh, Chelsea, we'll fund your legal fees. We're going to enable your racism. And also, this whole time, they've been calling her Chelsea. I swear Chelsea isn't even her name. Isn't her real name Leanne? I could have sworn I saw a clip of her at the hospital or doctor's, whatever it was, and they were calling her Leanne.
So you need to let me know your name first.
Leanne Feeding.
It doesn't really add up, does it? Just because her online alias is Chelsea Lee. Like, her surname isn't Art, is it? The police will always use your legal name if they have a warrant for arrest. But maybe we can pray it is real, because some social media sites don't actually let you use them if you have a criminal record. But to be fair, she'll probably get away with it because she literally does various drugs on her lives and she says racial slurs and TikTok don't seem to care. But I can tell you now that CLA has actually posted more stuff on her socials, so spoiler alert, she isn't in a jail cell. I will be getting into that a bit later, but I just wanted to show you the reaction to when people heard the news of CLA being arrested. I did actually include a video from this person in my previous video about CLA, so I think it kind of makes sense to include this one as well.
CLA has been arrested. CLA has been arrested. The police came knocking at her door and told her that she's under arrest for malicious communication for making racial remarks online. Now, let's not forget, she also has an outstanding case. I think it's still outstanding, or something came from it, where she went to the Dorchester and she made racial remarks to the staff at the Dorchester, tried to kick them and told them to go back to where they were born.
What a great insight to CLA as a person. But from the information that I have gathered, malicious communication is normally dealt with differently from case to case. Basically, there is different levels of seriousness and sentences based on which act of malicious communications you are convicted of, if any. Essentially, Act 1988 is basically a 12-month sentence or a fine, or both, following a conviction on the magistrate's court, or a prison sentence of up to 2 years and a fine if they face a conviction from the Crown Court. So if this arrest is actually real, the evidence is there, we've all seen it. The incident took place in January, so hopefully they've been watching her shout how rich she is for the last few months. I'm sure the courts would love to test that. But if we're being honest, I think we should all take this with a pinch of salt. CLA isn't exactly known for, you know, being a truthful person, nor is she known for her legitimacy. And most of her content now is just showing her dinner, or just like randomly having a go at people in public. I mean, Modine is now in America throwing up rival gang signs to people.
What's the zip code right here where we at?
Bro, I'm not too sure. Well, bro, you know about MS-13?
Stop,
bad
bro.
man out here, bro. Us man got the big thing, bro.
Yo, I'm leaving, bro.
Stop, bro. You're doing too much,
we got the big things out here, bro. Mexican gang, bro.
Stop, bro. Please, bro. I'm outside. You threatening my life. Come here, nigga. Wait, bro. Come here, nigga.
Stop, bro. No, leave him. No, he's gone. No, leave him.
That is literally a tutorial on how to end up looking like a calendar. If you're watching this, never recreate those actions. But like I said earlier, Chelsea Leart has actually been back on her socials, unfortunately for everybody involved.
Hello, guys. Roots. So yes, I just want to let you all know that I've been out. I've not been to court. Yeah, absolutely, darling. And just to let you know, the police actually treat me really well.
So essentially, nothing has actually happened. But I suppose maybe they just don't see her as dangerous, so she's free to roam for now. I'm clutching at straws. This is obviously fake. Either that, or she's just been held until now. But let me know in the comments if you want to see me do some sort of follow-up if any more information comes out.
And quite a lot of the police officers knew me when I was in the police station. So anyway, I'm just getting ready.
Okay. That isn't the flex that you think it is, by the way. Yes, so famous, darling, in the police station. But after marching through the hallway, sounding like someone had stepped on a mouse, CLA decides to tell us something very interesting.
Welcome to the new pad. Just settling in, you know how it is. Oh, great wardrobe collection, sweetheart.
Hopefully you'll be settling into a prison cell soon. Honestly, I don't care if this sounds mean, I hope this is her downfall. This person literally uses their big platform for all the wrong reasons. She's literally had a video of her getting arrested for using racial slurs, fake or not. Like I said earlier, the fact that you could actually fake that and it seem realistic, that's not a good thing for you. But not only has she been racist in the past, she's also been transphobic and homophobic, so I just get her gone, please. And she also takes substances on live. She's just horrible. People don't need to be exposed to this mess when they're growing up. She is going to set people back generations. Her and people like Paul Breach and Elphaba, they are genuinely just awful. TikTok genuinely need to come down hard on these people because they are literally using the TikTok platform to spread negative messages. I mean, this clip alone, a young and impressionable viewer will now think it's fine to go around calling people racial slurs because you get away with it. It's just such a vile scenario. I think I saw a clip of Nadeshot saying recently, like, streaming and things like that just used to be like a nice little quiet corner of the internet. But now you've got people like this who make it their mission to just hold a phone around them and just do the most stupid shit you could possibly do. Like recently there was that clip of that guy who literally put a gun in his girlfriend's mouth whilst intoxicated on live. If you're doing things like that, you should just be in prison. But I do find it funny that CLA says this is her new pad. This is probably just somewhere she's been housed for the time being whilst her flat is crispy. I mean, she literally has a warning sign above her towel rack, but as if she couldn't get any more annoying or insufferable as it is. This clip genuinely made me want to yeet myself out of my window.
I have a very good surprise for you. Ta-da!
Booyaka! Reach, darling! We'll have all the penthouses. Oh.
Honestly, get in the bin. I pray for her neighbours that this isn't actually a new property that she has. You'd probably see a repeat of the last one's fate. And to the person filming, you should be ashamed of yourself. They're effectively saying this. Oh, look guys, CLA isn't in a prison cell. Wow, how cool is that? I'm in the same room as someone who racially abuses people. Are you that fucking stupid? And someone's literally bought them flowers too. Someone has effectively said, oh, I'm so sorry that you're having to deal with the consequences of your actions. I'm not being funny, but you are literally rewarding someone for going through this. You're just as bad. The fact that this is literally not the first time this has happened. People are all saying that this is the third case of this. Hopefully this ends up stopping her from going abroad or something. But she recently went on her live and started to talk about that cesspool corner of the internet where people just sit on their live for their whole day and just talk about each other. What a life, eh? You just got out of the police's grasp, so what do you want to do? Spend your free time arguing with Elphaba's squad. It's just such a sad way to see an actual mother act online. Please actually grow up, CLA. But verdict for this situation, CLA has just basically proven to us that she's a wrong'un. We can only hope that she gets max sentence if this is genuine, which let's be honest, it probably isn't. And she clearly has nothing going on behind her eyes, and she has people around her telling her that everything she's doing is fine. If I do see any more information on this topic, I will be sure to make a follow-up video, so please make sure you're subscribed with notifications on so you don't miss that. Also, in case I post updates on any other social media platform, they will all be linked in the description down below. But anyway guys, that is where I'm going to leave today's video. I hope you did enjoy. If you did, please do feel free to leave a like and subscribe. It is completely free and it helps me out massively. And yeah, cheers. Bye.